A woman suddenly noticed a masked bandit standing right at her front door. She was instantly terrified and froze in shock. But since the door wasn't locked, the intruder slipped in without the slightest effort. By then, however, the woman had already vanished without a trace. On the floor, a rolling ball of yarn caught the bandit's eye. Something wasn't right. He followed the trail of yarn all the way to the staircase, realizing the woman must have run upstairs. At that moment, another bandit rushed inside. The first man pointed at the yarn, signaling his partner that their target had gone upstairs. The two of them quietly crept up, following the yarn's path straight into the bedroom. It looked like the woman was hiding under the bed, but when they lifted the sheets, there was nothing there. They searched frantically with no luck, until the bathroom curtain drew their attention. One of them raised a hammer and slowly approached. What he didn't know is that the woman had been waiting for him all along. She blasted him with a homemade flamethrower, catching him completely off guard. The other bandit came charging in, but the woman didn't panic. Using the flamethrower's threat, she forced him to keep his distance. She fought while retreating, step by step, but in her frantic escape, she tripped and tumbled down the stairs, crashing hard onto the floor. To the intruders, it looked like she'd been knocked out cold, but in reality, she was wide awake. When one of the bandits kicked her to test her, she stayed perfectly still. Seeing no response, he let down his guard. The woman seized the chance to strike back and then bolted. Still, she was one step too late. The bandits cornered her with nowhere left to run. One of them was badly burned. The other had lost an ear. Both were furious. If their boss hadn't ordered them to take her alive, they would have torn her apart on the spot. With no choice, the woman dared not provoke them again. She surrendered quietly, letting them tie her up. 3 minutes later, her hands were bound and she was shoved into their car. But just as the bandits were about to leave, a police cruiser pulled up behind them. Turns out the getaway car had been stolen, which drew the cops' attention. Forced to pull over, the bandits had no intention of going down without a fight. Before they could even react, the woman made a run for it. She knew staying put meant being riddled with bullets, so she ignored the officers' shouts and sprinted for her life.